Okay, awesome.
Okay, folks, I think let's get straight into it, and whoever comes on board as we're going is more than welcome. So Dylan, you were with us yesterday. Eugene is new today. Any further thoughts, Dylan, from yesterday in terms of what was chatted about, and do you have any follow-up discussions with Dawn? So anything else we can help you with this morning?
Yes, definitely. Thank you very much. I've made contact with the organizer that does a cleaning show, so they might come on board and have a look at it at some point. Their show is due in 2 months' time in Cape Town and early next year. So they're looking at different platforms, and that's why I asked about maybe having something specific in the whole show for that.
Mm-hmm.
I still believe cleaning is going to have one of the biggest buzzes around it. So yeah, I've reached out to him on that. The only question, I'm not sure if this is the platform to ask, is on the commission basis. I sign up as a person under Dawn's code, but now if this organizer sells on, how does that commission work? Does it get diluted down as it goes down from promoter to promoter? Obviously they also want an income. If they're going to sell to the exhibitors, they want to have an income.
Sure.
So that's just the question I have around that. It's something that they will ask.
Yeah.
And then lastly, what they did mention, a couple of people I've reached out to, is visitors profiles. How we marketing visitors, not exhibitors, visitors, sorry. How we marketing to visitors? How's the visitors profile? The quality of the visitor. Obviously, with someone that does a show, would have a database of visitors and could invite them.
Yes.
So along those lines as well. So it becomes all very like an exhibition, if you would like to say.
Absolutely.
So that's just from our side.
Yeah. No, 100%. Thanks for those questions. Yeah, I think some good points there. The first one, let's deal with the commission situation. So currently we've got the single tier, at the 15% for people who are coming as promoters like yourself. If there are third parties then below that want to sign up, additional promoters, our suggestion is at this point in time they have a single promoter code and they deal with those lower structures themselves. We don't want to get into a multi-level kind of structure if we can possibly avoid that. I think it's a simple affiliate model currently as we have it. So the one tier at the 15%. But again, we don't have anything cast in stone. If somebody says, look, I'm signing up 100 promoters and I want my own promoter code and, all the rest of, bring them along and let's chat and see what their requirements are. But as a sort of default structure, it's a simple single level structure at the moment. So I think that on the commission side of things, and then from the guest perspective, what we're doing, every exhibitor will get 250 free visitor tickets so they can distribute to their databases to invite them in. So that's the one mechanism that we're looking to get out to visitors, and the rest is just we're out on social media. We're talking about it, we're broadcasting, so we're opening that up completely to anybody and everybody from a social media perspective. The guest tickets that aren't dished out via exhibitors, the early bird special on those is 50 Rand per guest, and that's for the entire show. So there's no limitations to when they can come in, what they can see, what they can do within the show itself. Once the early bird special ends, which is 2 weeks before the actual launch date of the show on the 19th of June, those tickets will go to 150 Rand for guests, as I said. But again, exhibitors will have the free tickets that they can dish out to their databases. So we're really hoping we'll get a good cross section of guests from that process, if nothing else. Exhibitors inviting their databases in. So hopefully those answers those two points for you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you very much. The reason I ask is because generally the trade shows that we deal with, like the cleaning industry, and that their visitors don't generally pay. They just register and they would come to a show, and they do that because they've got a specific visitor base that they bring. So it's not just anybody; it would be a specific exhibitor that they bring. So that's just something that they would have to work around.
Well, as I say, we're prepared to allocate 250 free tickets, and if somebody really says, look, hey, but I've got
discuss it more from their side. side a lot better. They are the organizers. They'll know a lot more than we do on that side. It will be quite interesting. Thank you for your answers.
No, that's great. Good. Yeah. Any other comments? I see we've got Gracie on board. So how's it, Gracie? Welcome again. Eugene, you're listening in quietly in the background, but if there's anything you pick up on, please just type it into the chat box. We can answer it then. Yeah, other than that, Dawn, any further thoughts on your side? I see Alex has put together a bit of YouTube videos for us, which is fantastic. So, for folks who want to go and have a look at how the virtual stands will work, Alex has put a YouTube video up that shows you how, the different kinds of designs that you can actually get, the elements within it that are clickable and customizable. The options that you've got as an exhibitor, you get a basic setup. If you then want to take it to a different level, there are certain customization options which are chargeable. But there is a very high quality stand setup for you as part of the default package in any case, and which will be customized with logos and colors and clickable hotspots and things like that. For the exhibitors. So maybe Dawn, in fact, I can pop that link into I think I've got it here. Let me.
While you're doing that, I'll just quickly chat. Dylan, I'll send it to you as well. Then you can see what Alex has put together, which is, it's quite in depth if you look at what you want to put across as an exhibitor. There's various hotspots that you can click on, then it will give you your information that's required, whether it's a brochure, product, a video, or your contact details. So Irene and I had a long chat with Alex yesterday, going through everything, because we need this tool now to actually sell the stands, because people are not comprehending what we're actually getting at. So this is perfect that and then Ivan, maybe you could put just one of the generic image on the actual virtual trade fair page, so people can actually just see what we're talking about when we get to their particular stand, or if they promoters, and they've also got that as a tool.
You're talking about on the actual website itself, Dawn?
Yeah, on the actual website, even if you just put a still picture of what it looks like, so people then are aware that that's what they potentially can get, and then they've got a better understanding.
Sure, no, absolutely, yeah.
Another thing, Ivan, also what I was thinking, to promote the expo, maybe we can get a footer that we can put on our emails or something, just with the, mentioning the virtual trade fair and all the details. Maybe we can just put that on our emails as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll knock together a template which we can then mail out, and people can put in their own contact details and whatnot. Yeah.
Thanks.
Good. Irene, any additional thoughts from your side?
Excuse me. No, I think we're good, Ivan. As I said, Dawn and I, we had quite a lengthy meeting yesterday, and we discussed quite a few things in detail. Hence, Alex putting that presentation together. It's just that we went through everything with a fine-tooth comb, just so that, when we speak to the people, we've got absolutely all our ducks in a row. So it's just going to make life a lot easier for everybody. And I think when Trevor and Dylan see how Alex has put that together, they'll also understand the concept much better. Dylan, just a quick one. Do you have the latest presentation, or can I email it to you? Your mic is off, Dylan.
Apologies. Yes, please, Irene. That would be great. Yes, if you could email it to me with a link to the video, that's great as well. I'd really appreciate that.
Yeah,
all right,
so
awesome.
I popped the link in the chat box there for the video, so you can see that there. But we can obviously email that as well. I think it is definitely very useful. Grace,
Thank you.
You with us? Any comments or questions from your side this morning?
I'm good, Ivan, for now. I think it's just the marketing element, and also if I can just get the video too.
Sure. Okay. Well, we'll definitely get that to you. So Dawn, you'll pop through the presentation and the video link to Grace as well. Good.
Just Tanya did text me, Tanya from yesterday. She says she's in a a meeting today, but she'll definitely hop on tomorrow because she's also joined on my code. So
okay, fantastic.
about being a promoter.
All right, excellent. So, and one of the other questions that was asked yesterday was about the funnels, the click funnels that we've got out there. So I've had a look at them. I've updated them for the international promoters as well. And what we've decided to do is we'll actually clone those funnels for people like yourself, Dawn and Irene, and you know, Dylan, with your own promoter codes in, so you can then use those funnels to go to market as well with your own promoter codes in. So, but you're going to have to just give me a half a day or so to put all that together. So, but I'm busy with it. So, you know, the core funnels I think are nicely set up and in place now, but it's just a case of cloning them and then putting in the new promoter codes and things so you guys can use them with your own codes. So I'll hopefully have that done, you know, by this session tomorrow and be able to give you your links to your funnels and so on.
Thank you.
Good.
Thank you, Ivan. Forward.
Oh, Gracie, you're very soft. I'm struggling to hear you.
Me too.
No, I was saying, I think it's my earphones. I was saying, thank you, Ivan. Looking forward to the links for the promoter codes.
Okay, great. Thanks. Right, Trev, any comments from your side?
Yep, well, I was listening into ENCA about 30 minutes ago, and they've just lost one of their journalists in Cape Town who contracted COVID on Sunday, apparently. Walked into the hospital, stone dead this morning.
Sure.
And you know, everyone's turning around and saying, hey, you know, should we be going back to the old way of doing business, or do we lock down further? Well, the ENCA guys have changed their tune. You're listening. So they've been pumping, hey, we've got to get this economy back and operating, meaning everyone wants to get back into the old way they were doing business. But I don't know whether it's going to happen. So I think the way that we've actually positioned here, that we don't know. Are we going to go back to the old way, or have we got to find new ways? This is just an additional. This is an addition to your marketing mix. If you haven't had a virtual trade fair or an event like this, or a 24/7, 365 virtual mall, which now comes in behind this, and you purchase it for the package of 13,500, which is a cheap entry level, I think you're crazy. Because my gut is telling me these numbers here locally, if they follow anything like the States, we could be locked down like this for anything from 6 months to a year. What do we then do? You know, I don't know Dylan, I don't know Eugene, I don't really know Gracie. Irene, I've just met through Dawn for about 4, 5, 6 months. Dylan, just share with me, whereabouts are you?
Oh, this is something that's you know, I'm in the exhibition industry, exhibition service supplier like Dawn. So, you know, we were literally shut down a week before the lockdown with the gathering of 100 people.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a middle ground with, you know, things, the economy has to open but carefully as well. You know, it's been very difficult. You know, the first couple of weeks, it was trying to predict what was going to happen, where we're going to go, what's going to open. And I don't think we can. I think we've got to take it step by step and look at worst case scenario, because you can throw all the predictions out that we just don't know where it's going to go be. A lot of international people are talking about treating exhibitions a bit more like malls. So I think if they get a specific niche market, more like that, look at the visitors, who they allow in, they might be able to bring trade fairs back online. But the problem is then you still get the international travel with them, which throws that totally out. I think big events and festivals and stuff will be a very, very long time before that sort of platform comes back online. You know, we won't see any of those huge events and bands and stuff for quite some time to come. So it's
where do you operate from?
I'm Modderfontein.
Okay, all right. So,
Well, the Kempton Park area now. I haven't been to the office for a couple of weeks.
yeah, and when you talk of, you know, I'm with you. I think there's going to be a blended solution, and I don't know which side of the blend we're going to end up with in the next 6, 12, 18 months, whether it's going to be primarily physical or a large amount of virtual. But, you know, from your perspective, how long is this going to last? And people that you're talking to in the industry?
Well, it's very difficult. I don't think we'll see an exhibition, definitely not this year.
Right.
Possibly not into the middle of next year. As I said, the way it would come back would be the controlled, which are the trade fairs, which is business to business main marketing. But once again, till the air's open, till people feel safe, because most of those are international visitors and international shows. And that's where the money comes from, you know, locally. And if they're not coming into the country and they're not able to come through and sit and visit, it's going to be a while before those come back online and we get the international trade.
And I see Gracie wanting to make a point. Gracie, I'm just going to come across to you 30 seconds. I think because none of us know what is going to go on, we've adopted a highly flexible, highly innovative approach to this. So we've created the beginnings of a platform. Took 21 days to get together what you saw. I hope you're impressed with that. Okay, but from here, the world is our oyster. Now we can tweak and we can add and we can be flexible. So when you ask questions, what happens with that? You know what? You just come and talk to us. Talk to us, talk to us, talk to us. Build on whatever innovation, creativity, each and every single one of you have got, because this thing, we don't know what it's going to end up like in the next month, 2 months, next year. This is not a short-term project. This is going to end up being a long-term project. So Gracie, sorry about that. You wanted to make a point.
No, I just wanted to add on to what Dylan was saying with regards to the comeback of events industry. And I think we're not going to see any events happening. And the virtual trade fair certainly sets a very good platform to create that blended mix. By the time the events industry is normalizing, if it will ever normalize, there is a platform that can double up straight after the affair, during, before, during, and after, and to really just keep the businesses going. This also builds a very good database that we can leverage on in future in terms of businesses that are looking to move to really get promoted from the virtual world to the physical eventing world. So there is nothing wrong in really leveraging on the two platforms and the two opportunities as they unfold. And we need to just preach and continue just emphasizing that we have to change. The paradigm shift has already taken a different turn, and mindset needs to change. So that's just all I wanted to say.
Right, thanks, Gracie. And I just want to pick up on the comment that Eugene's made in the chat box there. I think it's 100% on the money as well. So virtual at this point in time is a solution not only for local, but will open doors and networking on an international level. This could be a stepping stone for a step up when lockdown subsides. This is building a new network for new opportunities, and we couldn't agree more. I think we've seen that, in the last 6 weeks in terms of what's happened with us, starting this particular venture, and then how we've engaged with international networks. And if you guys haven't been sort of apprised of some of the international networks that we're connecting with on Zoom and on WhatsApp, let us know, and we'll connect you into those as well, because I think it's an absolute really almost revelation, that we now forgetting about borders and let's just go international. Opportunities here. People are doing around the world exactly what we're doing. They're sitting there thinking, how do I reinvent myself? How do I reinvent my business? What's the next step? Where do we go from here? How long is it going to take? And as Dylan, you correctly said, we don't have any of those answers at this point in time, but we can't sit on our hands and do nothing. We've got to be out there and be proactive and take the opportunities. And I think one of the things that I've seen with a bit of the research that we've been doing in terms of other ventures that are out there internationally is a lot of them are high ticket priced operations. You know, they're for the big corporates, they're for the businesses with deep pockets. You know, they've got fancy virtual reality conference rooms and things like that. And you know, the average business person in most of the world can't afford that. So what do? You know, they don't have the ability to connect into these high tech offerings. You know, that are going to cost, you know, hundreds of thousands of rands, if not euros or dollars, to actually become part of. And I really think what we're putting in place here is something that is going to have a very broad base of business opportunity, you know, across the spectrum, from, you know, fairly small businesses through to the big corporates, and bring them all together in a single platform rather than isolate in silos. You know, which is what's happened traditionally, and what's now I'm seeing happening with these international trade shows. So for me, I think that's the real differentiator for us at this point in time, as far as I'm seeing things. So I'm quite excited about that. All right. Any other? Yeah, Dawn?
I was just thinking about what Dylan said. Dylan, you know, the cost for the trade shows is 7,500 for each exhibitor, which is virtually nothing. So maybe the organizer could buy them a few tickets if they wanted to have more exhibitors, or, you know, for their own, each exhibitor's potential customers, you know. I mean, they're already saving a huge amount on the actual platform. So, you know, and also then if they spend a bit more, just for Eugene's purposes, because I don't know if he knows the pricing structure. So Eugene, the early bird special for the 4-day exhibition is 7,500. If they go into the virtual mall, which is a full year of exposure, which they would take whatever platform they built on the expo and move it into the mall, then I think they would pay, I think it's 13,500, Ivan, is that correct? To have both the expo and the mall. So virtually that's, and we all know the cost of exhibitions are huge. So, you know, they've got a massive amount of marketing.
I think that's it. You know, we chatted briefly about it yesterday. You know, at the 13,500 early bird special, you know, not only getting the trade fair, you're also getting the virtual mall for the next 12 months. You're also getting bundled in, you know, a chamber membership, which is a 10,000 rand per annum benefit as well. And then on top of that, you're getting 37,500 rands worth of guest invites as part of your marketing effort to get out to the market. So it's actually costing you nothing. You know, it really is costing you nothing, because you know, of all those additional benefits that you're getting on top of the package, the fair is for free, really, at the end of the day. So, you know, I really believe that we've built massive value into this, and it's a question of just getting the message out there and getting people to think a little bit differently, because I think, Dylan, as you've correctly said, you know, the traditional mindset around fairs is vertical silos and exclusivity in a way, which you know, which I don't think we can afford to do at this point in time. I think we've got to be all-encompassing. We've got to bring businesses together. We've got to bring you know, consumers together. We've got to bring the buyers and the sellers together from across the range, and see how we can mix and match and you know, give people you know, the best advantage going forward. So yeah. Good.
And if I can come in there, and also just to warn folks, this market has been knocked. It's like a heavyweight boxer has taken out a little lightweight. The lightweight is still trying to work out what's happened, how many stars are there, trying to count the stars and hoping they'll get back. So they're struggling to make decisions at the moment. And what's important for us is to constantly be putting out the message, turn around and saying, hey, here we've got a platform. We're nowhere near as smart as most of the people in here. Jump on board and you innovate on top of the innovation that we've put together. That's how this thing is going to grow exponentially. So it's continual pushing all the time, recognizing that people have been dumbed down, they can't take decisions. And by the way, did they ever take decisions in a hurry before the lockdown? Now, they're not even taking decisions at the same hurry. It's the rare individual that is able to take a decision like this because they understand what's happening. And by the way, that 10,000 Rand chamber membership for a year is exactly how this virtual trade fair was built. It was built by chamber members who actually sat down and turned around and said, listen, we've got to come up with something. We worked on a 21-day time period. And this platform was launched in 21 days. Where does that happen in the world today? And now it's ready to be built upon by anyone who wants to contribute. So I hope everyone just gets to understand the message. You've got to be talking. They used to turn around and say it takes you 7 connections to actually get someone to actually transact with you. Today it takes 70 connections because there's so much going on out there. So just persist.
Dylan, I think you wanted to comment there.
No, yeah, thank you very much. Very, very interesting. I agree that maybe is the mindset people are going to look at is all inclusive. You know, as I said, the traditional trade fairs. I still think there might be an opportunity here for if any of the organizers want to have their own shows. I think that's where this could definitely go. This is a nice one for them to get a nice little bit of a look and a feel of it, even if they bring some exhibitors or get involved themselves. At least they can see the possibility.
Yeah.
And I do think some of them would actually look at this and say, well, I can't run a show, maybe this is how we want to put it up. And I think that's a nice dipping point for them. That's not costing them a fortune to set up and get it going. I think that's there's big opportunity there.
Good.
And Dylan, if I can confirm, we have no fear at all. This is about abundance mentality because we don't know where things are going to go. People are going to align with us who have the same abundance mentality. We're going to win a few and we're going to lose plenty. So what? This is how we've got to operate this thing. So I love what you're talking about and how you are seeing it growing in your mind.
Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Definitely. This is just the beginning, Dylan. This is the first of what we're just experiencing and feeling it through. It's very exciting because it's a great platform. So any exhibitor that wants to do their own show, awesome. I mean, we may be doing this one every 2 months or one every 3 months. There's nothing stopping us. The sky's the limit.
Why are you such a pessimist, Dawn? I thought one every month was a good.
Trevor
one every month, Trevor.
Yeah.
You make me laugh.
No, that's fantastic. And I just think again the comment from Eugene. I think he said the platform is great for educating others. We can't do this alone, absolutely. But as a team and a group, it'll be a great driving force. Combined ideas is what makes a difference. Yeah. So absolutely, common mindset there, Eugene. 100% on board with that. So really look forward to your input and contribution. And yeah, I think we've got exciting times ahead of us. We've got to make the most of it and make this fly for everybody involved. I think, yeah, good. Okay.
Of course, we are the pioneers. This is what's exciting, Dylan.
Yeah.
That's why I'm so glad you came on board because there's just endless opportunities.
Fantastic. Gracie, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even when you look at just all the business.
Just watch your mic there, Gracie. Struggling a little bit to hear you again.
Okay, I think that's much better without the earphone. Can hear, probably the voice is not coming through them. But what I wanted to say is when you look at what's happening virtually, all the small SMEs who have trade fairs and small markets taking place, weekends and once a month or twice a month, they currently do not have any platform to operate or to run their businesses. And I believe this sets a very good platform where we can start to migrate them, create packages for the smaller businesses. And as the businesses have the capacity or financial powers to grow their businesses within the platform and build on that. There are hundreds and thousands of businesses that are hungry to grow, but they don't have and they don't know how to. So I think the onus is on us to market really this virtual trade fair and create one of the biggest and the largest Africa's platform that you can think of through the Four Ways Chamber. So I'm really excited to be part of it. And John, thank you so much for really thinking about me and for pulling me through this. Really appreciate you. Thank you.
Thanks.
I've also got to compliment Gracie. I got her LinkedIn promotion out to her database. It was there. I looked at it. It was beautifully set out. Well done, Gracie. So I gave you a little comment back on there, and I see a couple of people have also commented on that. It was a fantastic layout. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so let's keep the momentum. I think people are still in a daze as what exactly that means and how it's going to unfold, and we just need to keep preaching. And no matter how small we're going to start, we should not give up. I think it's worth giving it a try and just showcasing and just building on that success month after month, day in, day out, and onboarding as many brands as we can as we go and as we grow. So I'm excited personally.
Thank you, Gracie. I'm retiring.
Me too. If you leave me to talk, I can talk. So yeah, let me rather.
No, that's fantastic. I think Dylan also had a point here.
Yeah.
Thank you. No, thank you very much. I'm just saying thank you.
We're done.
Okay, super. Thanks, guys. Have a fantastic day further, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Same to you all.
Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
I'm going to pass with you privately.